Well, as you guys can see right here, ESG football, another successful weekend as I'm racking up 67 total hours played so far. So over the weekend was another epic beta playtest of ESG. For this playthrough, we had done a draft for a competitive tournament play, and it was 9 teams of 10 players. One team had a total of 11 players, but for the most part, it was to have 7 versus 7 total players for each team in every match. Unfortunately, some teams didn't have very active members, or some was on for a bit and then hopped off. So as far as matches went, it was a lopsided games. For instance, we faced some teams that had 3 to 4 users to our full squad. So when that happens, teams can strategize for the AI to help them out by making certain builds and picking formations where they know AI can dominate at like defensive line and linebacker positions. Then that way they can just sit in coverage and let AI get tackles or pressure for them. It did make it harder compared to actually facing full teams of users because it's based on individual play and teamwork. Anyways, Friday was the preparation and draft day. Saturday was the regular season matches, which consisted of everyone playing each other at different overalls like 69s versus 69s, 79s versus 79s, 80s versus 80s, and 90s versus 90s. Each game was the best of 3, and then Sunday was playoffs, which was the best of 5, and championship was best of 7. Both days lasted all day, and every match was epic and very competitive for the most part. It was really great to see how everyone worked together, communicated, strategized, and adapted. Of course, the best of the best went undefeated, and everyone that lost to that team ended up saying they cheated. The thing is, when you have a great team captain that can direct everyone properly and making sure they play their role right, it can seem as if certain individuals are cheating just because they can break off for huge plays, like you can't stop the run or can't pass, or the defense is just good at causing turnovers. There's so much behind it, plus the builds and how it fits to your scheme. The thing is that a lot of players didn't take that into consideration. And of course, as far as running the same plays or doing the same thing like running back to back to back, but out of 2 or 3 formations and you can't stop it, well, it means that your team doesn't know any good run fit defense, or the opponent is trying to user strip but don't have tackling skill sets. So there's just a lot to take into consideration. But like I said, with good teamwork, team strategy, communication, and everyone playing their role and position correctly, it can be a dominant situation. Some teams had a player that can kick. They was able to get points in key situations, which can be helpful if you struggle in the red zone but had a great defense. So like my team, we just didn't have a great run game. So we couldn't keep it balanced for the most part, and we had to pass for a majority of the game. So every time we got into the red zone after making so many turnovers, we just could not punch it in because we simply couldn't run. And because we didn't have a kicker, we couldn't kick a field goal, so we was just going 4 and out and giving the ball right back. So even special teams played a big part for some teams. So even when you see certain players dominate, like I seen yesterday, but yet when I played random pickup games with those individuals, they don't dominate in those games. And it's all because that specific teams that play to their part can make individual players stand out. So it was crazy to see that difference. It's like real life, where teams can pick up players that can either fit their system and scheme, like how they were possible standouts in college but not in the NFL and vice versa. That's what it looked like over this weekend's tournament play. Anyways, the overall experience was insane as my team. We started out 1-2 in the regular season and then had an epic comeback with a 4-5 record to finish it off. Then came playoffs and we got eliminated in round 1. But anyways, this was an amazing experience to see what can possibly be for a future competitive scene of what it can look like down the road as a esport event. Now with that being said, This weekend on March 14th should be the PS5 beta testing, as what I have been told. It may change, but that's what we have as right now. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. As far as for when the game will launch, it will only be on consoles for both the Xbox and PS5, as I was told. As far as the date, still unsure at this time. Anyways, after the tourney finished, I stayed on to lab a little bit more in areas that I didn't really test much as far as positions. And I have found some meta builds, especially for the defensive line and how to get easy pressure on the line. So I was kind of shocked, which I will be using it on the PS5 beta playtest. Also, as far as gameplay, that was a big overhaul tweak was that the pancake blocking is not overpowering anymore, as in being able to do it against anyone regardless of build type and how often you can do it. So if you cut block or pancake block, you have to choose when to do it, as it does drain your stamina big time. So it would take you a few plays to recover, same if you're running like the ball 3 straight times and your running back gets beat up, then I wouldn't recommend running the ball back to back times because it risks him to fumble more and he can't recover as quickly and he will be slow the next play. So that's a huge difference. So they really stepped up on that area because it was kind of overpowering. The last past weekend with the playtest, everybody was just pancake blocking and there was no negative impact to those players that ended up doing it. So now they do drain your stamina when you do it. So the best recommendation to do those type of blocks is in key situations like short down yardage. You want to do a fullback dive and you're at center. You want a cut block, do it then. Anyways, that was about it for the playtest. That's why I haven't posted lately once again. And I was soaking up all the greatness of what this game had to offer in this beta form. Now for the PS5 beta testing, from what I was told from the devs, is that they're going to keep what they already have as us beta testers to continue to be the ones to test it on the PS5 instead of adding more users, because the complexity of organizing new users will be a headache. And of course, with everybody currently testing, we already got the layout of things, but that can change. But as far as right now, that's what is going to happen for the PS5 testing. Stay tuned for more details and updates by subscribing, and let me know if you guys got any questions down below in the comments. Shout out to everybody that was competing this past weekend, the past few days. It was so epic, man. I mean, it really shows that this game has the potential for that esports scenery because it's there. I mean, especially when the championship ended, everybody was going at it against the undefeated team. It was just wild. It was epic. But that's what you want to see when it comes to the competitive scene. Now, as far as just playing with everybody, I mean, outside of the comp scene, everything is just GG's. Everybody's cool. I like this community for this game. It's just going to be an epic experience when the game actually launches. Now, as far as looking for teammates when the game does launch, I would like to play with the, beta testers that we've been playing with. Try to create a team. So if you're a content creator out there, let me know. I would be willing to link up with you guys when ESG kicks off. But as far as picking randoms, it's going to be very difficult for a lot of you guys for your first time experiencing this game because like I said, you're going to come into this game thinking it's like Madden, and it does not play like Madden. It's a completely different overall experience, especially when it comes to user skills and adapting to how the game plays. I mean, us beta testers, we've really got the niche for how this game plays. I mean, it's still being improved and developed and updated, but overall, trying to play with a random or just people that is going to be new to this game, it's going to be very difficult, and there's a lot of learning curves that you have to go through. So I don't want to deal with that. I want to play with people that's from this beta testing period and just link up and have a much more easier experience. Just to let you guys know, if that does happen, not just for me, but for the people that have already been testing the beta and they link up as a group when this game launches, they're going to be the best team in the game, hands down. Because if you're trying to link up with friends or just randoms, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to compete as a team. Because, like I said, players have to play certain positions that they feel comfortable with, or, rotate based off what the teams need. So you have to have, you know, played in every position, test out every position, and just have builds for every position, just because that's what it comes down to. And, once again, you got to have great teamwork, team chemistry, strategizing. The communication is very key when you're playing as a team. And you're going to find out how difficult it is if you're especially coming into this game and not expecting to use your mic. Without communicating to your teammates is going to be a hell of a problem for you to really enjoy this game. So make sure you got friends to link up with and then work together, practice together, and you guys will have a much more better experience. But overall, you're going to see a lot of talented players coming onto this game individually, and then, of course, how they perform as a team is really, really going to show. Other than that, let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. If you guys got any questions, please ask them. But until next time, I will see you guys in the next one. I am out. Peace.